If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. We are here. Thank you for joining us on this stream. We greatly appreciate it. Let's just glancing at something with your home girl here. She had kind of made me laugh the other day talking about Tiffany Henyard. Anyway, so yeah, it is Thursday, November 21st. And, next week, like I said before, is Thanksgiving. And so some of y'all be eating and spending time with friends and family. Some of y'all don't want to spend time with your friends and family because of who they voted for and all of that. And I'm going to reiterate this again. If someone does not want to be around you because of politics or whatever the case may be, don't be around them. Because one thing my grandfather always said, if somebody don't want you, you don't want them. Why in the world you going to go around people that don't want you around? And that's just something that I live by. And, the sad part today is that, I got to get a lot of gain from the older people. And I was one to listen because I always wanted to soak up, some knowledge from people. Unfortunately, you look at the millennials and you look at the Gen Zs, they really don't have people like I had growing up or anybody more so in my age group. You had your grandfathers and grandmothers, but the new grandmothers today, they not trying to do what my grandmother was doing. No, the new grandmas are outside because they're younger, and the new grandmas are trying to hold on to dear life a lot of times, and before it's over with, for the time clock run out on them, and they can't do nothing no more, and so it's just a different day. So unfortunately, that's why we have our young people just kind of trying to figure some things out, and so yeah. So shout out to y'all. You say you hope your dad don't ask you who you voted for. Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. I mean, but I'm a share another motivational or just something to help y'all out with before we get started. So there are times I even deal with this, and I know y'all deal with this at times. Some things just happen, and you just really start feeling down. You know what I'm saying? Like man, when this stuff just stop. Like, what is going on? You just like so much coming at you all the time, and you just want to just stop everything you're doing and just lay in the bed and feel sorry for yourself, right? Now, Trust me, we all deal with those moments. Nobody is immune to not dealing with those moments. Trust me, when things aren't going your way, you've been dealing with some problems for months upon months upon months. You just want to throw your hands up. But laying in the bed, feeling sorry for yourself, you're not going to get nothing done. Nothing's going to change. Sometimes when I even get on this platform, I have certain days, and I have to literally push all my stuff to the side that I deal with at times and still have to get here and do my job and do what I have to do by pushing that to the side. Because this is how I think. Okay, if I go lay up in the bed feeling sorry for myself, this is my thinking. Okay, I'm laid up in this bed. I'm not being productive. I got so many people depending on me. If I lay in this bed for a freaking week feeling sorry for myself, and then I'm gonna have a whole lot more problems on my plate than what I got right now today. So let me just fight through it, bite through it, pray to the Lord, and trust me. And you don't believe in God, that's your business. Hey, I'm sorry for you, but you better hold on to God's hand, pray, and I can tell you from some things I've been dealing with this year, God has definitely seen me through. Sometimes I don't know what was going to happen. And God has always helped me and showed up at the right time. And that's why I always tell people, just pray about it, man. Pray, get to yourself and pray. You don't need Jamal Bryant to pray, okay? You don't need Al Sharpton to pray. You can pray by yourself. Ask God for some wisdom, some idea. One thing I kept praying was God give me favor and protection. That's the two things I pray for. Because with favor, anything could happen for you, right? And with protection, protecting your health, protecting your family, protecting anything that you have or own, protecting your business, protect everything. Favor and protection is two of the great things that you can ask God for. You don't ask God for money because, listen, with favor, man, you can get $1 million, $100 million tomorrow. You don't ask God for money. You ask God for wisdom, favor, protection. That's the things you need to ask God for, right? And that just kind of just want to share that because maybe some of y'all are dealing with some issues and problems right now. You feeling down, you fighting through things. You ever had them days that you're like, oh man, everything's going right. And then you get a phone call and you're like, and this phone call just almost mess up your day. You can either let the phone call mess up your day or the email mess up your day or the text message mess up your day. Or you can say, man, look, it is what it is. I just got to deal with it as I deal with it. Man, if I'm still breathing at the end of that phone call, then I have to figure that thing out. One way or another. It is what it is. So I just want to just put that out here for y'all, because like I said, people dealing with a whole lot of things, especially when these holiday seasons coming up. Some people start feeling real lonely and by themselves and feeling depressed about that and all that. Look, trust me, if you're breathing, you're living, you're walking every day, even if you got some problems, it'll be all right. You'll get through it. Listen, trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. I know that from experience. So, like I said, now that's me going on a tangent, right? That's the good thing about the live streams. On a tangent, it happens. Tonight, we're going to talk about your boy, the paid Democrat Shill, Reverend Al Sharpton. And that's what I'm going to call them now. The ones I know they got money, I'm going to call them paid Democrat Shills. Now, if I don't know if they got money or not, I'm going to say a Democrat Shill. But the ones I know they got money, I will call them paid. Like Boulay Martin, he's a paid Democrat Shill. Reverend Al Sharpton, he's a paid Democrat Shill. We got to keep it in the forefront of our mind that they get paid to do what they do, right? They get paid to sell us out. They get paid to stir us up. They get paid to do these things. And nothing that they're doing is positive for the overall black community. Everything they're doing is to help their bottom line to get the next check from the Democrat Party. You understand? While the rest of you get nothing. Listen, Reverend Al Sharpton got his reparation payment and been getting his reparation payments. Boulay Martin got his payment, right? And he's fighting for the next payment. But the rest of you, Boulay Martin was the main one saying that you ain't getting no reparations. You're not getting it because he's put there to sabotage your reparations. Al Sharpton is put there to sabotage your reparations. So my thing is we got to go more hard on the paint on these shills who being paid to undermine us. we got to be hard on them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cue up this real quick. Let me see. Let's go ahead and cue this up. Won't be long, short video, not long. And we'll be right back.
To the extreme and violent nature of this crime, this court finds it fitting to try the defendant as an African American. Henceforth, you will be referred to for the jury by the name Bondell Brown.
Once the trial begins next week, all courtroom images of Hannah will depict her as a 300-pound muscular black man, and jury members will be instructed to imagine her as such.
We're going to do our best to make sure that Hannah is treated with the sympathy and sensitivity that she, as a photogenic white girl, deserves.
This is America. Nobody deserves to be treated as a black man.
Now that Hannah has been ruled black, the court has instructed local media to assume she's guilty, and the police have retroactively charged her with assaulting her arresting officer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, nobody wants to be treated like a black man. That's 100% right. Even these other immigrant groups that come in here, that's the ones that have some melanin to them, they definitely don't want to be treated like a black man. Oh, that's why they be trying to assimilate into whiteness. And the deal is, by these other immigrant groups that come in here, we're the one that stands in the way of that. That's why they get so upset with us, because we always reminding them of their shame, of what they're doing, trying to assimilate into whiteness. Boy, so some of them, they be say that, hey, the first thing you do when you get here, you go find you a white man or a white woman to marry, and you try to whiten up the race and all of that. You know, some of the Latinos that come over here, some, I ain't say all, but some of y'all come over here, y'all thinking y'all better whitening yourself up. But yeah, them folks want y'all out of here. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So your boy Reverend Al Sharpton was on, you know, Democrat Central, MSNBC. And you remember we talked about a few days ago, Bakari Sellers was talking about Trump's cabinet. Now, the new update with that, Matt Gaetz, I guess, I don't know if he's going to go back to Congress or he just resigned, but Matt Gaetz has pulled himself out of the running for Attorney General because they say he had a lot of misconduct, you know, SEX misconduct going on, as, you know, accusations about him with an underage girl and all this other stuff. So he said he pulled himself out just not to be a distraction anymore or whatever. I say, okay, that's fine. So now I guess Trump gonna pick somebody else. But Reverend Al Sharpton, this is doing what he do. He's starting the identity politics, and we're gonna look at Biden's cabinet too, and we're gonna look at Trump's cabinet the first time he ran, right? And we're gonna just ask him some questions. So let's cue up Reverend Al Sharpton, and after that, we'll cue up Representative Byron Donalds. He was asking questions about Laura Coates on CNN, and shout out to Laura Coates over there. And so let's go ahead and cue up Reverend Al, the paid Democrat Shill, and let's listen to what he has to say real quick.
Well, the first time, I wouldn't meet with him because I felt that it would be a photo op and he promoted wrongly, right. Even though we should be discussing issues, and we have talked on the phone since then. But I know he's a promoter. If he had been born black, he'd have been Don King. That's what he does well. Right. But I think that what we need to do is deal with the issues that's going to impact people. I would say, I hope in your conversations, we should ask Donald Trump. You talked about black men would be with you. Where's a black man being nominated by you for your cabinet? Has anyone noticed there's no black that has been nominated on his cabinet? That needs to be raised. Right. Rather than who's talking, let's deal with what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I will say also, I just want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody who was so kind last night, but also thank you. Willie, yesterday I saw for the first time what a massive disconnect there was between social media and the real world, because
you think
Okay, all right. So I want to go back to something real quick. Let me get back on screen. Now, your boy here. Hold on. Now I want y'all to listen to this. You know I played this many times before on here. Let's see here. What part of it? Let me see. Cue it up. Maybe right there. Listen to this.
Now look, brother, you have your time.
We'll let that play first. Hold on. We're gonna get there.
10-count indictment in Manhattan that accuses him of diverting hundreds of thousands of dollars to his personal use after using fraud, grand larceny, and false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire. Larceny and false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire. And false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire.
Okay, so Don King and Donald Trump was giving Reverend Al Sharpton money, and he was finessing the money that he was being given back in the day. Okay, all right. So it's quite interesting you doing all this talking about Trump today, but yeah, you sure taking Trump's money. That's just the interesting part. I don't get people like that. It's like, if I'm cool with you, then I'm going to be cool with you. I may not agree with something you saying or doing, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite like we wasn't cool unless you done something like, I mean, you really did something like, I can't, like, if something came out like, man, you was convicted of touching a child, you know, violating a woman or doing something crazy stuff like that, like, bruh, can't fool with you, man. But he sat up here saying that even Trump called him. So if Trump called him, he still got your number, obviously, right, Al? Let's go back to what Al was saying. Let's get back up here. Because Al, you know, he just switched, you know, Al got to get his bag now. So let's go back to Al. Right.
And we have talked on the phone since then. But I know he's a promoter. If he had been born black, he'd have been Don King. That's what he does well. Right. But I think that I felt that it would be a photo op and he promoted wrongly, right. Even though we should be discussing issues, and we have talked on the phone since then. But I know he's a promoter. If he had been born black, he'd have been Don King. That's what he does well. Right. But I think that what we need to do is deal with the issues that's going to impact people.
Okay, Reverend Al, you said when he first got elected, he called you to come up there and holler at him. And you didn't go up there and holler at him? You know him. You took money from him, obviously. So you wouldn't go up there and holler at him like, hey, you supposed to be a civil rights leader, and you're not going to go up there and holler at Trump, the person you've been talking to getting money from all that time, right? You didn't want to go speak for black people. Supposedly you're a civil rights leader. I thought black people supposed to go talk with whomever's in power. I thought that's what you're supposed to do. But during that first Trump administration, even the Congressional Black Caucus, I think they had one short meeting with Trump, and they were supposed to come back and do some more meetings. Like, oh, we ain't doing that. We're not talking to him. Like, and you wonder why we don't get nothing as a people. You know, remember Sheila Jackson Lee and all that was talking about it and how they didn't want to be in there no more. And I'm like acting like some children. That's why the black community don't get anything. They put all their eggs in Democrat, and then another candidate gets in, and they don't say, hey, look, we need to do this for the black community. We need to do that, this and that, and the third, right? But we already know the CBC in itself, that's a whole conversation just alone, the Congressional Black Caucus. The whole conversation could be on them and what they don't do for black Americans, right? But let's get back to Al real quick, because I got to point something out.
I would say, I hope in your conversations, we should ask Donald Trump. You talked about black men would be with you. Where's a black man being nominated by you for your cabinet? Has anyone noticed there's no black that has been nominated on his cabinet? That needs to be raised. Right. Rather than who's talking, let's deal with what we're talking about.
Okay. Reverend Al Sharpton says there's no black person that's on his cabinet as of right now, even though he's still forming his cabinet. Now, let's go look at something. I'm probably getting ahead of myself. Maybe I should go to Byron Donalds and then get into this. Yeah, let me do that, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let me go. Let me cue this back.
Yeah, and I will say also, I just want to say thank you. What a massive media.
You think Democrats are putting form over substance?
Absolutely. Look, even if you look at how the Democrats filled the Joe Biden cabinet, they wanted to have a piece of every identity, but did they get the job done? Did they actually serve the interest of the American people? Because here's what I know. Whether you black or Hispanic, if the border's unsecure, excuse me, Alejandro Mayorkas, if the border's unsecure, does that help people in their everyday lives? No, it does not.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now let's get to this here. What he was talking about, the cabinet of the Biden-Harris administration. We're gonna look at it. You know, hey, we always go look at things here. This is directly from WhiteHouse.gov. All right, so as you can see, hey, that's y'all queen, y'all. You see y'all queen right there, Queen Kamala Harris. Because some of y'all in the chat, that's, you know, I'm not saying all y'all, but some of y'all love this woman, and that's okay. You can love her. I mean, look, she may be, she may be a funny person to be around. She look like if she get a little liquor in her, boy, she'll be just acting a fool, and everybody be laughing at her, right? I really think that about her, if she get a little liquor in her. But run the country, no. Okay, so you got Kamala Harris here, and then you got Anthony Blinken. The guy that lied on the African Stream, he's there. And, but you know me, I don't break people up by their religion. I talk about people's race, okay? So these are two, you know, white people here. Lloyd Austin, he's a black person, even though the Afghanistan withdrawal was the most horrible thing ever. Mary Garland, another white person. Deb Haaland, now she is a Native American. Tom Vilsack, white gentleman. Gina Raimondo, is she Hispanic? I don't know if she is. She lean more on the white side. You know, in the Hispanic community, they have white Latinos, they have black ones, and they also have the mestizos and Indios, what they call, you know. All right, so Julie Sue is Asian. Xavier Becerra, you know, he's from California. Adrian Todman, black. Pete Buttigieg, you know, he's white and, you know, white LGBT. Jennifer Granholm, Secretary of Energy. Now, these people are in position right now. Secretary of Energy, why the gas prices so high, Jennifer? Is a question. Dr. Miguel Cardona, Secretary of Education. And Dennis Madonna, he's the Secretary of Veteran Affairs. And then Mayorkas, he's talking about. Jeff Zients, Chief of Staff. Michael Reagan, he's administrator of the EPA. April Haynes, Director of the National Intelligence. Then you got Catherine, United States Trade Representative. This lady here, she's been made to look like the devil because she's going over there to the United Nations and basically just big up in everything the U.S. is saying with Netanyahu. So I'm pretty sure, you know, she's being looked at as the devil incarnate for a lot of people. Mr. Bernstein here, he's the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. Isabel Guzman, she's the administrator of Small Business Administration. Shalonda Young, she's director of the Office of Management and Budget. Okay. Then you have a Dr. Arati Prabhakar, I guess she's East Indian, I guess by that name. And then William Burns. Okay. So, yes, Joe Biden has a diverse cabinet. And you're diverse by intention, okay? Just as much as, because hiring is intention, whether y'all agree with that or not, and I could talk about that maybe a little bit about hiring. But yes, this is his cabinet. But are these people getting the job done, though? Is Mayorkas here? Is he getting the job done? When it comes to the Secretary of Energy, is Jennifer getting the job done? Pete Buttigieg, he been messing up all over the place. Is he getting the job done? Like who's all these people that you have? You know, the acting Secretary of Labor, is she getting the job done? I mean, this is the cabinet. Merrick Garland, what is he doing? Right? All these race soldiers still doing what they're doing. He didn't prosecute, what's her name? Carolyn Bryant. Didn't want to prosecute her because when it comes to unaliving people, there's no statute of limitations on that. And yet they did not do nothing to that lady at all, right? So all these people that you have diversity, as what he's talking about, and that's that. Now, let's go to Trump's previous cabinet that he had during 2017 to 2021. So this is what Trump had last time. And I'm trying to figure out what Al was screaming about. Okay, so you have Mike Pompeo and all these different people here you see. You know, Dr. Ben Carson's right there. And then you go down here. And you just kind of look at the people that was on there. Now, they say the original cabinet, you know, for some people had left. You know, of course, Ben Carson stayed the whole time. They had, you know, Nikki Haley, you know, she's an Indian, whether you know that or not. Her name is Nimrata, okay? So let me get back on the screen here before we go back to Byron Donalds. So where was where am I at? Oh, I'm at. Okay. So you had that cabinet the last time. And what did we say last time? The gas prices were lower. The economy was better. With the cabinet that he picked at least, he had people going in and out. It's fine. But everything was better. So did people vote, if they voted for Trump? Did they vote for him for his cabinet? Because they had a lot of black people did vote for Trump too. Did they vote for Trump because of they're looking for him to put black people on the cabinet? I'm trying to figure that part out. Because last time I checked, when I talked to people that say they wanted to vote for Trump, they said they wanted to vote for him because he wanted him to get that mass deportation going. And he wanted him to get this economy straight with these prices, gas prices. They want to start buying homes again. Do you know realtors are literally going out of business right now under the Biden-Harris administration? Realtors aren't closing on homes like they used to. During this time, some realtors are lucky to get a closing a month when they used to get several closings a week. They have realtors had to leave the industry completely and go work another job. A lot of women, and men, but a lot of women for sure are realtors out there, right? And they have been suffering. If they didn't have something else to do, they was out of business during the Biden-Harris administration. But during the Trump administration, realtors was banking. They was making real good money. So are we looking at faces? Are we looking at what are we looking at here? Okay. So with that situation, Al, you know good well that's not in good faith, what you're saying. Because if he go get a black person tomorrow and put them there, what would you say in the Democrat Party? Oh, look, Trump done found his token black person. Look, he a sellout. She a sellout. That's exactly what y'all say. So if Trump don't put nobody on there as black, he a racist. If he put a black person on there, that's a token black person. That's a sellout. He working for Massa. She working for Massa. So which one is it, Al? If he go put one on there. Now, I kind of heard he was hollering at Dr. Ben Carson about some things. I don't know if Ben Carson's going to do it. I kind of heard that. But let's say if Dr. Ben Carson were to come back, or whoever comes, I don't know, right? Whoever he puts on there. I don't care who he put on there. I personally don't care. Look, hey, he said he going to start mass deportation day one. That sounds good to me. I don't care who you put on there. And let's call it what it is, man. Let's have a conversation, man. Let's really have a conversation. Y'all do know people are, and this is not nothing to do with racism. This has something to do with culture. You do know people like to be around people of their culture a lot more than people of other cultures, not because they hate people, because it's just easier. That's do an example. Let's do an example. We know as black people, when we're around black people, people of our culture and all of that, we know what we can say and not say that won't be offensive to another black person. You know, if you get to an area and there's no black people, then you used to run into this one black person, and what you say, oh, man, hey, bro, hey, sis, how you doing? And you're just happy to see him, right? Because you have someone of your culture. And most black people that I know are around black people. Not that they hate other groups of people, no. Because that is the culture that you're around. That is the culture you was raised around. Most of us was raised in a black neighborhood, right? Why you think we feel uneasy a lot of times when we are the only black person somewhere else? Because you're in a different culture. And if you're in the folks culture, definitely the anti-black racism culture, you already know how they make us feel, right? So it's easier for us to be with our people. It's not that it's a segregation thing. Because now listen, when black people say that, we're saying that based on culture. When the folks are doing it, they did it based on hate, because I want to harm and deprive people of resources, not because I just want to do something with my culture. But realistically, most people are around people of their culture. You look at Asians. Asians hang around Asians. Asians have their own neighborhoods. Asians have, hold on, wait, let me see. Prime One says Phil Screwtube is garbage. They don't even want us mentioning the atrocious L they took in the election because they all connected. Okay. I mean, hey, that's why I always tell people, get the app. But anyway, so Asian people are around their community. They go eat in their establishments. And, you know, if you don't believe me, you can go over there off of Bel Air in here in Houston. And they got a whole section where everything is in their writing and everything. They banks, they everything. They with their people in their neighborhood. How many times we say we need to build up the black community so we all can be in our communities. We don't have to leave. We don't have to do this and that. Why? Because when we own our communities, we have our own culture and community. You have Hispanics. They do the same thing. They're in their own culture, their community. Do you know the melting pot is really not normal? Think about it. God put us all in certain lands with our own people. You understand? God put lions with lions. He put zebras with zebras. He put buffalo with buffalo. They hang out with the buffaloes. They don't go hang out with the lions. They don't go hang out with the zebras. Not to say they couldn't get along, but they mostly hang out with their own. Okay? White folks prefer to be around white folks. That's just the truth. Now, since white folks prefer to be around white folks, well, when they own companies or run something, they're going to probably want to hire more white folks because they're more comfortable with their own people. I've always said this years ago. White folks are the only people that's kind of pressured to include every other group in their business. Black people aren't pressured like that. We're really not. We're not pressured to say, why aren't you hiring no white people? Why aren't you hiring no Hispanics? Why? We're not pressured. Asians, they hire. You look at them. They come in our neighborhood and hire nothing but Asians. They don't hire even black people in our own neighborhoods. They won't even hire us. Right? And we talk about that. These groups only hire their own. Now, unfortunately, some of our people don't get that, but some of our people do. So when I talk about hiring is intentional. Okay? You definitely hire based on, can this person do the job? That's number one. Number two, will they fit in with the culture of the job, the culture of the company they're coming into, whatever that may be, right? Number three, is the person they talented enough to do the job? And then, what do you want your company to look like? What do you want the representation to look like? So hiring is intentional. And when they have to do diversity, that has to be intentional as well. Now, it is proven if you do have a diverse workforce, you do actually make more money by a diverse workforce. Why is that? Because you have a diversity of idea. Because when you stick to one culture, you're going to stay in the sphere of that one culture, but you're not going to be able to get out of the sphere of that culture unless you add a different culture to give a different idea from a different perspective. So that's why the folks who smart hire people of all cultures, because one, they want to stay in compliance with the government, and two, having a diversity of thought brings in more money. I mean, it's proven that you make more money with a diversity of thought. Yeah, Eric says that certain things you don't say to others about us. Yeah, I don't discuss black people business with nobody else. No, I have a conversation for everybody, and then I have a conversation for the community. I say a lot here, but I don't say everything here. I'm very limited on what I say, even about black people here. It don't seem like it, but I'm very limited. Now, if we get to a setting and it's just, hey, it's us. We came to New York. We do an event in New York. And, okay, now I'm going to speak a little bit more freely because I'm not on this platform or social media talking. I'm talking among the family, right? So it's a different energy. It's a different vibe. So when you look at people like Sister Demetra is here intentionally, right? I saw Sister Demetra, what she do. She agreed to come in. We worked everything out. That's intentional. Juan Gale, she's intentionally here, right? Brother Victor, we just brought in from Nigeria. He's intentionally here. Everybody I bring in, it's intentional, whether they behind the scenes or whether you see them. It's all intentional. And we got to really grow up to say this. I don't want no job from no Trump. I want to create my own job. Why I want to work for Trump for? Because that's kind of what it is. Trump is a narcissist. He is. I wouldn't want to work for a narcissist. Somebody you got to praise 24/7. Because Trump like to be praised. He wants you to praise him 24/7. Like, that's kind of what it is. I seen Trump the other day. He went to the UFC. He brought everybody with him to the UFC. Now, most of those men not really going to be at the UFC, but he want, everybody coming to me at the UFC. Okay, fine. Everybody go. But then something I saw I thought was strange. So did y'all see that picture of Trump on the plane and everybody was eating McDonald's? Did you see that picture? I don't know if y'all saw that picture or not. And the person that was sitting there eating fries, which I was shocked, was Robert Kennedy. And I say, wait, Robert Kennedy know better not to eat no McDonald's. He preaches against that. But I know he probably had some peer pressure to, hey man, let's eat some McDonald's with us, man. This one time, it ain't gonna hurt you, man. It just, now I bet you after eating that McDonald's, he was sick. Because when you get away from eating McDonald's and that greasy, nasty food that they put thousands of chemicals in, it'll make you sick if you're not used to eating it. Trust me, anybody else like, oh, I'm used to that every day. No. When your body is clean away from that and you go eat McDonald's again, then you can't take that. That's the stuff I'm talking about. I wouldn't want to work for no dude that's pressuring me to be around him, pressuring me to eat stuff I don't want to eat. I got to praise this dude all the time. Look, with Trump doing the economy and all that's cool, but I wouldn't want to work for him. And I don't know too many black people that's begging to go work for Trump. So, Al, that's what we fighting about? We fighting about a job? That's what you Democrats do. You just want a freaking job. Look, if Trump fixed the economy enough for black people to do good for themselves, do good in our businesses, our black realtors, where they at? Houston, Atlanta, New York, a lot of you sisters out there as realtors. If Trump fixed it where them sisters can start selling their properties again, you brothers too, and they can start making they big, $100,000 to $200,000 a month because they had all that money closing again. Man, nobody want no job from Trump. Like what? But see, this is what Al, the paid Democrat shill, has to do. He has to try to get us stirred up about racism so he can get his next check. Because he need listen, they're going to keep trying to stir black people up every 5 minutes about some racism. Oh, look how racist Trump is. Well, but once again, let's talk about how racist Gavin Newsom is. He blocked out reparations. And when I say our, I'm talking about the collective group in California, not me. I couldn't get it. But he blocked those brothers and sisters reparations. I think that's more racist to me, blocking black people's reparations, than a freaking job with Trump. Please. Prime One said, black people, we're going to starve out if we don't take care of each other. This is an imminent threat. He said, I don't know. I guess you meant hell? Okay, I don't know what you meant. All right. So let's continue here. Let's get back here to Byron Donalds because Laura Coates going to ask him a question.
And so what Donald Trump's election is about is bringing competency and reality back to D.C., in the White House, making sure that the job gets done on behalf of the American people, regardless of their race, regardless of their religion, regardless of their creed.
Do you ask you, because I remember when your name came up as a potential Speaker of the House, right. There were many who speculated that based on the prominent role you played in this campaign and election, that your name would have skyrocketed to at least the front of the line. We are several cabinet picks in. Are you not surprised that you have not been named? Have you had a conversation about being a part of the administration at all?
All I will say is I am not surprised that I have not been named, but that does not mean I'm not going to do other things in the future.
Has he asked you?
No, there's some other things that I'm looking at going forward.
Like?
I'm not going to talk about them now.
We do this every time.
We're not going to break news now,
I would like to ask you, Governor of
news.
Florida, Senator, perhaps if Marco Rubio is confirmed, or any of those spots enticing to you?
We'll see what happens as things go forward.
Do you have...
All right. So basically, he said he is not surprised he has not been asked to be on Trump's cabinet. But did he get out there to do that to get a job with Trump? I mean, I'm just trying to figure that part out. Like, he said that he's not surprised because what? Maybe he didn't talk to Trump about a position. Maybe he will, like he said, he wants to do other things. We don't know what it is. I don't know. But he already has a job. He is a congressman out of Florida. So it's not like he don't have no job. He's not like the people out there, blacks for Trump, and they just acting stupid and then they go away. No, this dude actually got a job in Congress. And they say he's in a pretty safe district from what I hear. Now, I've heard them saying that he could run for governor of Florida because I think Ron DeSantis, I think this is his last term. You know, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. But that's his business. But not everybody want to work a job with Trump. Maybe he thought, man, Trump would be good for the country, but maybe he don't want to work for Trump. You ever thought about that? Because like I said, I wouldn't want to go work for Trump. I would talk to Trump about black people. If he said, hey, Phil, come to the White House and, hey, I want to talk to you about the black community, what we can do. I would definitely go talk to Trump about what he can do for the black community. But would I want to work for Trump? No. But if you wanted me to holler at you, kind of like Dr. King. Dr. King went up there and talked to Lyndon Johnson I don't know how many times. Dr. King didn't want a job with Lyndon Johnson. He was doing his job in the community. But he would holler at him and say, hey, man, you know, you need to do something about what is going on with the black community because, hey, they tearing America up. So I'm just trying to tell you, y'all need to do something. That was a powerful position Dr. King was in because Dr. King, they was asking him basically, can you calm him down? Because, man, listen, when the president of the United States are calling you to calm down black people because he can't do it, that's a powerful position to be in, definitely. So I just don't see the average black person saying they want to work for Trump. So Reverend Al Sharpton, once again, sir, our goal, at least part of my goal, is to make sure that your checks dry up to the point you get nothing. I'm going to be on you Democrat Shills just as much. You know how I was doing all the videos about Vice President Kamala Harris? And like I said, I ain't got nothing to say about her now. I mean, we can talk about the election, but you Shills, I got to be on y'all because y'all dangerous. Y'all are dangerous. And speaking about dangerous, I don't know if I need to do a podcast on this. I don't know. But our young people a lot of times are just looking for direction or they have some things to go. And Boulay Martin, they had this young girl on X, was basically saying, okay, the election's over. Where we going to go now and what direction we're going to have or whatever, something to that effect. A young girl. She looked like she old enough to be my daughter, his daughter, something like that. Like she's in her early 20s, something like that, young. Boulay Martin is just trashing the girl. And I'm like, see, that's why the young people don't like y'all old behinds. I'm with them. That's why they don't like y'all. Because y'all treat the young people like pieces of crap. And yeah, you want them to respect you at the same time. You're not doing nothing for the young people. You're not giving them good advice. You're not trying to fight for them where they can have something. Like, see, look, Boulay Martin and Al Sharpton, they got their money. But what about these young 22, 21, 23-year-old young brothers and sisters who would love to move out their mama house and get an apartment or buy a home of their own? See, people like Boulay Martin, he cashing out with $350,000. Al Sharpton cashing out at $500,000. They can take that money and go, that's good money, go put down payment on the house. Right? But what about our young people? But yeah, you telling them, go vote Democrat, 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 so you can keep getting checks, and while our young people have nothing. Boulay Martin was on his platform literally fighting and talking about he gonna stand against Trump with the mass deportation, talking about immigrant this, immigrant that, and he's all just immigration, immigration, immigration. But remember, he's paid to push immigration. Prime One says, FBA, the creatures got this ancient political game down to science. Just think how you gonna win playing their game. No, you're not gonna win playing their game. Oh, Veronica, you say you made turkey burgers and red potato fries. If you make that at home, it's even better when you cook at home. It's even better when you cook at home. You say, yes, sir, you need to do something like that. They need our direction. Look, this the deal. I love the young people. I do. I don't look at the young people as a threat. If I thought young people was a threat, I wouldn't even have young people on this platform. Because, once again, let's go back to intentional. When you look at Naledi, when you look at Renelway, right, they came in. They're young. They're nowhere near my age. I'm old enough to be they daddy for sure, right? But we need to touch the next generation of young Africans. Just like we need to bring in some young people that's FBAs too. I got my plans, but we need to keep bringing in the young people, because how in the world are you going to sit here and just drown out the next generation? You're supposed to take your wisdom and share it with the next generation so they don't make the same mistakes that I made, or the mistakes Demetra made or Emma made, right? You know what I'm saying? We've seen some things already. So we don't want our young brothers and sisters to make those same mistakes. But they are so threatened. They're so threatened by young people. Boule Martin, look, even Kamala Harris said that they were stupid. Like, how do you know? You haven't even had a kid. You ain't even had one. You speaking on people's kids? Yeah, young people have, yes, you're right. Young people definitely have zeal. That's the term you're looking for, is zeal. The zeal is with the youth, and the wisdom is usually with the supposed to be, at least with the elders. But if you put the wisdom and the zeal together, it's perfect. You can't just have the young people out here with zeal with no direction. But people like Boule Martin, what they'll try to inject their crap to go ahead and make the next young people just mindless voters, right? Mindless voters, vote for nothing, get nothing out the deal, so he can keep getting paid until he's out of here. You understand? Or he's looking for the next young person that he can indoctrinate. But if a young person actually got a mind of their own, they say, hey, wait a minute, bro, this not it. And see, one thing about young people what I like, they're not out here trying to just get a job. A lot of them young people want a business. They don't want to punch a clock. If they want to go work in Jamaica with a laptop, that's what they want to go do. If they want to go to Laguna Beach in California and chill for the week, get them an Airbnb, and they can just live stream. If they're a content creator for the week, they can do it. Or if they are I know some brothers who are day traders. Right? That's what they do. They day trade. They may go say, yeah, I'm gonna go to I don't know, think of a place. I'm gonna go to Chicago for about the month. No, I'm just gonna give me an Airbnb out there. I'm gonna stay in Chicago for a month. You know, I work at, get up in the morning, work, and that's it. I'm done. Some people day trade. Them young people are not about punching the clock and you holding them back. And that's what I love about these young people. Listen, these young people are more courageous than even some people my age. Let me tell you that. B. Simmons says they can care less about everyday FBA. They're paid crumbs to belittle, ignore, and undermine us. Say it's true. Say, Phil, we done if we don't take care of each other. And say what we have. Say, oh, Messiah, what more can I say to so-called black FBA or whatever we call each other? Nobody will save us. Yeah, it's true. So the young people, and what I really like to say like about them, they are world travelers. They're willing to stand on business for certain things. Young people, and I go back to the traveling thing because I love seeing young people travel. I really get a kick out of that. You got people my age and older, and some a little younger. You talk about traveling. Am I going to be safe? What's going to happen if I go over there? That'd be the main people saying it. These people, sad within my age range. I'm in my 40s and up, right? Just scary. Not all, of course not all, but scary. Young people be like, man, shoot, let's go. Where we going? We going here, we going there. As long as they got some money, they going. And then we talking about black kids, black young men and women. I love that about them. I really do. They the one gonna take things to the next level in our community. Don't sit up there and try to snuff out their light. You paid Democrat Shill, Boulay Martin, and Al Sharpton. Don't snuff out them young people light. Don't be condemning them young people. And it's sad when younger people like Jamal Green had to pull up on Boulay Martin. Even the scriptures teach you don't be bringing the younger people to wrath. If you're older, don't do that. Boulay Martin got pulled up on by a young man. It's no reason Boulay Martin should have been insulting that young man. Not at all. If anything, Boulay Martin's supposed to be helping that young man, anything he needs, assisting that young brother. That young brother's doing things in his community. He's supposed to be assisting him. No, he's up there calling the young man names because he's questioning the Democrats. And then when he get pulled up on, you're hiding behind women in the church. Well, if you're not a man enough to talk crazy to a man to his face, well, maybe you need to get off the X and stop doing that. Because you travel too much, dude, around this country, and people gonna pull up on you. I don't say nothing to nobody online that I won't say to your face. I think that internet thugging is stupid to me. I understand words have consequences. And if I'm going to sit up here and going to fight with you, it's going to be worth something. I'm not going to sit up here and fight with you, man. People can call me whatever name they want. Fine. Call me whatever name. All right, man, I'm cool. I just block you and move on. I won't argue with you, bro. Like, you right. Whatever you say about me, you right. I don't like you. Okay, cool. I mean, it's not going to affect me at all. I mean, you not liking me going to affect my next morsel of food. It's not going to really affect the next dollar I make. It's not going to affect my family. It's not going to affect anything that you don't like me. I mean, so I'm straight, bro. I'm completely straight. I don't have to call you out your name because some people not wrapped too tight. Oh, I've seen that over the years. Some people are not wrapped too tight. Some people bring a bone, carry a bone. Some people are weird. I mean, weird. I mean, no, seriously, some people are weird. And I don't want to say nothing to somebody that's weird and off their rocker. And then now they come and being obsessive and they trying to find me or whatever the case may be. And now I got to take things to another level. Like, I could have prevented all that by just not saying a word to them. Because some people don't have nothing to lose. And I'm a firm believer of this. I don't mess with people that don't have nothing to lose. Oh, no. No. You don't never mess with nobody that got nothing to lose. I ain't arguing with you. I'm going to just smile with you. That's it. Because some people are some crash dummies. And I know. Yeah. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this. Nah, and I'm not calling names or nothing like that because I don't even remember names. But, over the years, some of these trips, we've had some interesting individuals come on some of these trips to Africa. Interesting individuals. And, there's a couple of them I remember verbatim that I'm like, oh, no. If I ever see them, I'm like, oh, I go the other way, right? And the sad part about it, a lot of times those people were older. They wasn't young people. I expect older people, even older than me, to act a certain way. Now, of course, I met some people, man, they are the coolest people I ever met in my life. Some of the nicest people I ever met in my life. Oh, my God, I met some of the best people ever on these tours that we've done with different tour companies. Trust me, some of the... I'm going to say it was 98% positive. It's just the 2% that, sometimes will stand out to you. And that's why I even have to move different when I do that sort of thing, right? But it is what it is. And even with people like that, hey, I don't argue with people. I don't like, okay, man. You will see me remove myself. I won't tell nobody a thing. Because you don't know people and how they rap. And then, yeah. You say you blame religion, you say, but that's a whole different subject. When you say Boulay Martin is sassy and Boulay and he can only talk mess behind a keyboard. Yeah. Like I said, I just don't like that. I don't like that, especially when you mess with young people. I guess that kind of set me off when I seen him do that to that young girl, because it's like I look at that young girl no different. I look at one of my daughters, and it's like, you an old man picking on a young girl. Like how, but when Jamal Green pulled up on you, you didn't have all that mouth. You were bucking your eyes, you were stuttering and calling for the church ladies to help you. You didn't pull up on Jamal. Yeah, Cynthia, if you have a young, let me talk about that, Cynthia. Our young women, they really need some guidance. I think me and Sister Demetra talked about that today. And I'm like, yeah, the problem with the young girls today, young women, they have no guidance. And the problem with that is the older women want to dress like them. They want to talk like them. They want to hang out where they hang out at. See, at one point in time, you used to have like, let's say like women of a certain age, they don't want to hang out with no young people. That's y'all. Y'all do y'all young people thing. We over here. We are sophisticated now. We got more money. You know, we drinking this kind of wine now. We eating this kind of food. We dressing this kind of way. Like we did that a long time ago. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. We over here, and we go to bed on time. We ain't staying up to no 4, 5 o'clock in the morning no more. Oh no. We prioritize sleep. Because we learn that sleeping is something that's very, very important, especially as you get older, because sleeping affects your weight, affects your health. You got to get your sleep. So what's the point? You know, all that staying up to 5, 6 in the morning and getting back up again and doing it all over again on the Saturday night, then going and do it again Sunday night. You're like, oh no. You start realizing that's gonna make me broke. Nope, I'm cool. I'd rather take a trip instead of hanging out in a nightclub with these people. And then these people that you're hanging out with, you're not gonna talk to them the next 3 years. Yeah, that's funny. You say Boulay Martin reminds you of the Penguin from Batman. Lord, y'all clowning Boulay Martin in this chat. Let him make it. Let him make it, poor thing. He's still crashing out about all y'all getting on him by that $350,000. Lord, he's crashing out. He is so mad. Look, if you were happy to take some advertising, Boulay Martin, then take the money and be quiet. Why are you still crashing out about people telling you about the money? No, the fact is, you didn't think nobody was gonna find out, and you confirmed what everybody knew about you about with the money. Listen, not every dollar is a good dollar. Sometimes you got to turn down money for the greater good. And you be like, oh, man, I needed that money. Sometimes you do. But is it worth it in the end to take it? Because if it was truly advertising, then he wouldn't have been crashing out the way he crashes out on people, cursing people out, doing the things that he was doing. So he's still complaining. He's like, oh, y'all stupid, y'all fools. It's his favorite thing to say. It's just advertising the white people this, man. Nobody talking about the white people. They talking about you. Nobody care what white people do. That's the thing that he don't understand. White people aren't coming to our community cussing us out about Kamala Harris. I haven't seen no white people do that. White people wasn't sitting up here making thousands of videos targeting black people about that lady. Yes, white people on mainstream media was calling black men names and misogynist and all that stuff they was doing. But then they would still let the black crash outs do most of the talking. Obama is the main crash out in charge. You understand? Yeah, all money, not good money. 100% correct. All money is not good money, ladies and gentlemen. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. You know, we'll find out what's going on tomorrow night. It's always something, right? Make sure you click the subscribe button. The subscribe button is free. All you got to do is hit subscribe. I know some of y'all ghost watch. Just hit subscribe. And then click that notification bell that's right next to it. Just go ahead and click that. And then hit that like button that's down there. It's free. All this stuff I'm telling you to do is free. It don't cost you a dime. It's just click, click, and click. That's it. When you do the notifications, turn them on to all notifications. That way, you'll get them. Now, I know YouTube told me that you get up to 5 a day from one channel. So I always say come back and check what we got going on here. That way you know fully what's going on here on the channel. Make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app from the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you do that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit create account, and then you do monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on through here. We always going to keep our eye on the paid Democrat shills, wherever they are, right? Because they are trying to get you back on the plantation, because Al Sharpton trying to get his next check. He's trying to get his next check. So we got to try to shut down that bank account from the Democrats, at least to him, Boulay Martin, and the rest of them. Thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all on the next.